Welcome back to the next segment of Get to Know an OVC staff member. Today we have Jenny Kulchar with us. Jenny, tell us a little bit about yourself, where you grew up, where you went to school, things like that.
Well, I am from Michigan. Spent most of my life in Michigan. Moved around due to my dad's job. He's a pastor, and so I am a preacher's daughter. Yes. And I lived up to the standard at one point, but don't anymore. And by standard I mean preacher's daughters are the worst. You get that title. But born in Florida, then we moved to Pennsylvania, then Virginia, and then to Michigan, where in 4th grade, and I hated the winters there, so I knew I was going to come back down south. I went to grade school there. I lived in a little town called Flushing, where everybody knows each other pretty much, and my dad was the little preacher man in the city, and he was on school board, and so I lived in this little cute town. It was right outside of Flint, though, so I got my street cred. I got a little gangster in me. Then I went up to Mount Pleasant, Michigan, and went to Central Michigan University, go Chips, and got my degree in public relations and finished up school down here. I did an internship and took an online class, and worked at the publicity department at Provident Label Group. And so that's kind of my life before Nashville.
Well, you're the newest member of the OVC staff. Tell us about how you enjoyed your time since you've been working here.
Well, I wouldn't really talk bad about the OVC on camera, but I have no complaints. I came from a bigger corporate setting, and I really I did public relations in the firm, and then I've worked in nonprofit, I've worked for an independent publicist, but mostly public relations. But I've tried all different venues of it, the music industry, and didn't really see myself in athletics, but now that I'm here, I love it. I love that the office is small, and I can kind of dip my hands into everything with my position, and Beth is great to work under. She's very knowledgeable, and so I'm learning a lot, and especially in the athletic field, even though I am athletic myself, but I play soccer and run and work out. So, and I love football, but baseball and tennis and learning all the different sports. But I have an appreciation for athletics now that I didn't have before.
Two-part question here, and you've answered a little bit of it already. How do you like living in Nashville, and have you seen anybody famous since you've lived here?
Funny you say that. I have seen somebody famous here. My first celebrity sighting was in the OVC office, and I looked out the window, the glass doors actually, and Trace Atkins was in our lobby, and you can't miss him because he's got a long ponytail and he's about 7 foot tall, and I ran around the office telling everybody, and probably looked pretty crazy, but that was my celebrity sighting, and I was so excited because I've been here for 3.5 years, and so it was cool that it was at the OVC as well, so gives more credit to my job. And then I've lived in Nashville, like I said, for 3.5 years, and I love it. I want to raise a family here for sure, because it's just a big city, but it's not too big, and I love the weather. I don't have to deal with snow. I only like snow on Christmas, but I can go home for that. So I really like it down here.
Well, let's talk about the current love of your life then. Your dog, Gracie.
Yes. Gracie is the love of my life. I got her for my 26th birthday, which was 4 months ago. And I've had an obsession with pugs since I was really little. And all I got every Christmas, kind of like the Power Wheel that I had on every Christmas when I was little on my list and never got it. I had the pug too. And I would get like stuffed pugs, animals, and I would get calendars because my family thought it was such a funny thing to get me all this pug stuff, but never get me a dog. So I felt like at 26 I was mature enough and really wanted this dog, and I found her on Craigslist, and she's black and she's 5 years old, and I named her Gracie Lee, which my roommate thinks it's funny that she has a middle name, but I don't know anything about dogs. She also has a little bit of gender confusion, but we're working on that. I painted her nails pink so she would know that she's a girl, because everybody wants to call her a guy even though she has a pink collar. And she likes to lift her leg when she goes to the bathroom, and she likes to hump her stuffed animals, but we're working on making her very ladylike. But she's my love of my life.
I think there's a movie with Katherine Heigl about this, but you've been a bridesmaid in 7 weddings since last May. How has that been?
Oh, expensive. I guess I'm the token bridesmaid, or a really good friend, and I need to start being mean to people. Because I have all my friends were not married. I've hit the age where everybody gets married now, but all my friends were not married, and then they all got engaged at the same time, and now they're all getting married. And it's great because I get to go to a party every other weekend, it seems like, but it's all in Michigan, so it's very expensive. So I need to make friends, more girlfriends down here, and I've decided probably I'm not going to spend any more money on weddings until it's my own. But it's going to be a really big party. They might be all having kids by the time I get married. But it's going to be great because I'm going to have a lot of bridesmaids. So I'll get a lot of gifts because I was in all their weddings. So that might be difficult. I'm hoping my future husband doesn't have a lot of sisters.
I think that's a good plan. You're the most artistic person in the OVC office. Tell us about your artistic side and what you've been working on.
I don't know. I heard Brad could draw a pretty mean stick figure. I don't know if I'm the most artistic. But yes, I just picked up painting and sketching again. I like to do portraits. And I'm trying to get a website started to sell my artwork. Because everybody tells me I need to do that, and that'll be a good way to make extra money. I actually did sell a couple things lately. A picture of Sinatra, and I mainly do portraits. That was all my wedding gifts. I didn't have to spend money because I drew pictures of them and their fiancés, and so the art thing's been good to save money for me, but that's kind of where I'm at with my art. I did some in high school, took a couple art classes, but it kind of runs in my family. My brother is an art major, and he's way better than me. And my grandpa was very talented, so it's kind of trickled down the family, and I'm just picking it up now again, now that I've gotten older. And I didn't take any classes in college, but it's something I enjoy, and it's a stress reliever, so I'm trying to make some money off it.
Final question. If you could have dinner with any 2 famous people, who and why?
That's so hard because I was thinking about this because you did prep me on this one. And there's just so many people. But I thought about it, and I'm just going to say this because I know it's only supposed to be 2, but I'm going to say it because it's just that difficult. The guys, because there's girls and guys, because you can't just, you got to have one from each. And I came up with Kid Rock, Tim Tebow, and Matt Lauer. And they're all different. But the reason Matt Lauer is so cute, and I watch him every morning, so I feel like it would be even better to sit down and interview him. And he's just great. He's my favorite newscaster. And I would like to do that eventually. That would be fun. Not eventually. I don't really want to do it, but it would be a fun thing to do for like a day. Kid Rock, because he's from Michigan, and he's kind of got that street in him like I do. And I think he would be interesting to sit down with at lunch or dinner. And then Tim Tebow, I know everybody's going to hate on me for this one. I'm sorry, Heather, or whoever else is in the office that doesn't like Tebow, but I want to marry that kid. This is a shameless plug. Because he is just so cute, and he plays football, and I like football players. And plus, he has good values. I've heard him speak at Lipscomb, and for all those haters out there, he's very intelligent, and he does have a good head on his shoulders. And I still might have a chance because he's not married, even though I would be a cougar because he's younger than me. But so go Broncos now, I guess. And then on the girls' side, I would love to sit down with the Kardashian sisters. I know that's 3 for 1, but they come in a package, and they are so into fashion, and I love it. And they could teach me a thing or two about starting your own line, and plus I just think they're crazy if you watch their show. I'm not trying to plug E on here, but I love it. And I want to just tell Courtney that Scott is a horrible man. Horrible. So I just want to sit down with her and kind of talk counselor therapy session. And then Ellen DeGeneres would be the other lady because she makes me laugh. Maybe with Gladys. I don't know if anybody's seen that YouTube video, but Gladys is this old lady she always has on there, and I die laughing. You need to look it up on YouTube if you haven't seen it. It's so funny. But those are the people I would have lunch with.
Well, Jenny, thanks for joining us on Get to Know an OVC Staffer.
You're welcome.